Looking at our world from a theological perspective. This is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, October the 30th, 2021. It is currently 10:43 a.m. Central Time. And once again, I'm coming to you right here from this empty sanctuary, Victory Baptist Church, middle of nowhere, Texas. You know all of that. So thank you for tuning in. You know where I'm coming to you live from. Thank you. But once again, it is time for us to open our Bibles and to engage in a Bible study exercise. Now, we have been working on 1 John. We've been working on it. We have the curriculum. We've been doing so many different things. But it is time to transition into a new area of study, a new Bible study exercise series, and hopefully this will be beneficial. This is what we're going to do. If you have been following along with the curriculum, in fact, let me go back here. I've got the curriculum open, and let me just say this, all right? If you're brand new to the Bible study exercises and you want to participate, you can have access to the curriculum. It's absolutely free to you. Go to theologycentral.net. That's theologycentral.net. Go to the blog section. Look for the article saying Daily Discipleship Guide. It's going to give you a link to ministrygrid.com. Once you get to ministrygrid.com, you simply register. It's free. It's free for you, and it's not costing you a dime. And then you will have access to the Adult Personal Study Guide, the Adult Leader Guide, the Daily Discipleship Guide, and the Daily Discipleship Guide for the Leader. You're going to have access to all of that, and we definitely want you to use it, and we want you to benefit greatly from it. So please sign up for the curriculum. Again, it's absolutely free. It's right there. It's all digital. It'll be right there in your mobile device, your iPad, tablet, or your computer, and you can use it. I think you have access to download it, and you can share it, and you can use it to help supplement what we'll be doing here in the Bible Study Exercise podcast series. And so the goal of the podcast, the Bible Study podcast series, is to get you from being a passive listener to an active student. It's to get you actually involved in Bible study, right? Every study takes on its own unique characteristics. We just kind of see where our study takes us, right? Sometimes the focus may be on one thing for a very, a long period of time, maybe for a very short period of time. Your interaction is always very helpful. It kind of guides me to what I should focus on or questions I need to answer. And you can always email me at newsif@yahoo.com. That's newsif@yahoo.com. And that your contribution by simply asking questions or telling me what you're struggling with really helps kind of guide where we go in the Bible study exercise. But it's been 1 John, 1 John, 1 John, 1 John, 1 John. We still may need to do maybe one or two more things to kind of finish up 1 John, but I kind of want to catch up in the curriculum. We've been kind of behind in the curriculum, right? Someone even emailed me and said, hey, we barely make it to the end of that week before that curriculum is no longer available. And they are right. So we're going to try to catch up a little bit. So here's what I want you to do. For those who have access to the curriculum, look for Unit 2, Session 1, The Basis for Confidence. The basis for confidence. Now, we're still a little bit behind, but we're at least a little bit closer here. All right. I should have probably even skipped further ahead, but I did not. So we're going to at least do this one. All right. Unit 2, Session 1, The Basis for Confidence. This is available through November the 14th. So we're a little bit more ahead. And we're going to be covering Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. The curriculum wants us to focus on this theme, obviously confidence, and they want us to learn this idea of confidence comes from trusting God. Now that sounds wonderful, that sounds great, but here's what I want you to do. Forget the curriculum, at least at the start. I know I just told you to look at the curriculum, and then I tell you to forget the curriculum. Yeah, I know, but here's the reason why, because this is just so important. Whenever you pick up any Bible study guide, any devotional guide, a commentary, anything, always remember that they impose their interpretation, their understanding, their perspective upon the text. So if you're going to actually study the text, you have to, at least at the beginning, ignore everyone's trying to place their perspective on the text. Again, so much of preaching is not actually studying actually digging in and studying the text. It's the pastor imposing his perspective, his interpretation on the text. And then he reads his interpretation into the text, and then you think, oh, well, see, it's right there, but is it really? Because it's almost impossible to see the text when someone is imposing their interpretation upon it. You're really seeing their interpretation. You're not actually seeing the text. So I try desperately to get people in the habit of looking at the text. I say it all the time. We have to set aside all of our presuppositions and all of our previous interpretations. We have to, in a sense, take them out back, get rid of them, put them down. I usually use pretty graphic language to get this point across. We have to, in a sense, kill them. Not people, presuppositions, then go back, study the text, determine then what we see in the text, and then we can go back and look at our presuppositions and our ideas and go, you know what, that makes sense, or no, that interpretation makes sense. It agrees with what we found in the text, but you have to look at the text by itself. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to go ahead and have the curriculum, look at it, just kind of get an idea. I want you to see what they're imposing on the text. So by all means, for example, I'll just go to the Adult Personal Study Guide. I'm going to go to the Adult Personal Study Guide. It's opening up right now. Give me a second. I just want to show you. It says Introduction. And immediately right underneath that, it says Walking in Confidence. When fear begins to creep into our lives, or as conflict in a relationship begins to grow, it can be easy for confidence to take a back seat. When we walk through sessions of uncertainty, times of testing or flat out failure, it can be true that maintaining a high level of confidence can be very difficult. How would you rate your confidence level? Where do you secure your confidence? Could you draw from a better source? How do you strengthen your confidence to prepare for the unforeseen circumstances that life always brings? Now, this is the kind of thing that you'll hear in a sermon where the pastor introduces the sermon. Now, the introduction, usually what it is it's placing the filter on the text. It's like, here's my introduction. Now, that's the filter I'm going to lay on the text. And now when we look at the text, you are to read this introduction, this idea into the text. That's what I want you to see in the text. So in a roundabout way, the curriculum, what they are doing right now is saying, hey, when you look at Genesis 12, I want you to think about Genesis 12 in light of this idea of confidence. Now, is that a correct way of understanding it or not? I want you to see, one of the reasons I like using the curriculum is it challenges us about how to not be manipulated when it comes to studying the Bible. They go on to say this. How do you strengthen your confidence to prepare for the unforeseen circumstances that life always brings? Be warned, this study is about to get up into your business as we dive into Abraham's personal life. Using his life as a lens, we will evaluate the level of our own confidence as we explore Abraham's victories and losses. The goal is to allow his example to stretch and strengthen our confidence in God. So if you're ready to increase your confidence level, let's jump in. And then session 1 is the basis for confidence. So it's all going to be confidence, 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 confidence. That is the theme. That is the topic they want us to look at. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce this first of all. Before I even mention Genesis 12, here's what I want you to do. It's very simple. I want you to think about the word confidence. I want you to look up the English definition of confidence. All right. Then I want you to look and see, does the word confidence show up in the Bible? You say, well, the word confidence is not in the Bible. Then what words are in the Bible that you think relate to the concept of confidence? So look up, let's see here. Okay, so we're getting spam in the chat. Someone is sending me spam that they quit working and now they make $65 to $85 per hour. How? I'm working online. My work didn't exactly make me happy, so I decided to take a chance on something new. Right? So, yeah, I'm getting spammed with I guess an ad. So thank you so much for interrupting a live broadcast to tell me, and if I follow this website, I guess I can learn I can make $65 to $85 per hour. If I can make $65 to $85 per hour, I probably need to stop being a podcaster, and I need to find out what that is and get on that. Yeah. I saw the message pop up on the screen, and I thought someone was about to ask me an important question, and well, that occurs. Yeah, that's a little bit irritating. Okay, now back to the Bible study exercise that's currently in progress. Okay, we will ignore the spam showing up in the chat. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, so first thing I want you to do, we got to think of this word confidence, because if this is where they want us to focus on, then we've got to try to take the concept of confidence, not read it into Genesis 12 right now. We just need to think of the word confidence and what does the Bible have to say in regards to this topic, to this word. Right? So look up the definition of confidence in an English dictionary. Look at a number of English dictionaries and look at, here's what confidence is. And then think about what biblical word would now, you can look up and see if confidence appears in the Bible. You can do that if confidence ever shows up. But if you don't find it, remember, Bible study exercise, I don't try to do all of the teaching, so sometimes I have to kind of ask questions that I may already know the answer to, but I like to lead you through the process. So look up the word confidence, in any concordance and see if you find that it's used anywhere. If you do find it, what is the Greek or Hebrew word and how is it translated differently in other parts of the Bible, all right? And try to figure out what the Bible would have to say about the word confidence. If you don't really find many passages that actually uses the word confidence, what words are used that carries the same idea of confidence? What other word? Make a list of words. Trust, faith, like what are some other words, okay? And then just try to summarize what you think the Bible would say in regards to confidence. What is a biblical understanding of confidence? I really want you to try to do this. And I know it's going to require a little bit of work, but they just throw this idea, confidence, right? Confidence. We're going to learn about confidence. And then boom, they immediately go into Genesis 12. Well, if I go into Genesis 12, let's just do this. So look up the word confidence, right? Get a good definition. Then look up confidence in a concordance. You can use whatever electronic Blue Letter Bible app. Does the word confidence appear? If it does, how many times? What is the Greek or Hebrew word? How else is it translated in the Bible? And then start thinking, if it's not used that much, then thinking, what are some other words used in the Bible that would be connected to the idea of confidence? Then look up some passages that use those words and then summarize, what does the Bible seem to say about confidence? Right? Now, the Bible study guide, the curriculum, they say this, confidence comes from trusting God. So they say confidence is the result, like if you trust God, so trust God leads to confidence. The fruit of trusting in God is confidence. All right? So they would say, trust God and you get confidence. Not that trusting God is confidence, but confidence arises from trusting God. Okay, you can see what you want to do with that, but they just immediately jump into Genesis chapter 12. So let's read Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. Into the land of Canaan they came. And as they passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Morah, and the Canaanites, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, unto thy seed I give this land, and there builded he an altar unto the Lord, and unto the Lord who appeared unto him. Then verse 8. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on his west, and Hai on the east. There he builded an altar unto the Lord, and he called upon the name of the Lord. Now, a couple of things. Obviously, we don't see the word confidence appearing in Genesis 12, 1 through 8. I'm not saying that the topic is not found there, but they are inserting the idea into the text. All right. Now, again, you're looking up the word confidence, right? You're getting the English definition. Then you're thinking of, you're looking up confidence and a concordance to see if it's used in the Bible. You're going to look at the Greek or Hebrew and see how else it is translated. You want to kind of, what does the Bible kind of say about the word confidence? Is it actually there? And if you can't really find much about the use of the word confidence, think of some other words used in the Bible that would carry the same idea of confidence. Find a number of those references, look them up, and then summarize what does the Bible seem to say in regards to the concept of confidence. All right? Now, they want us to look at Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. So after you've done all of that, read Genesis 12, 1 through 8. Now, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to kind of go along with the curriculum a little bit here. It's not what I want to do, but we're going to, in a sense, play along. I want you to read Genesis 12, 1 through 8. Now, there are so many important theological issues in Genesis 12, 1 through 8, right? Because you got the kind of the beginning of this Abrahamic covenant, this idea of what God is going to do, which has so many ramifications and how we understand so much of the rest of the Bible, how we understand Israel, how we understand land promises. There's so many issues that arise from this. But because the curriculum is not focusing on that, they're focusing on confidence. I want you to read Genesis 12, 1 through 8, and then I just want you to simply write down, what does Genesis 12, 1 through 8 have to say in regards to the subject of confidence? Now, I'm not saying that it's there, but I want you to just look and be honest. If you're like, I don't really know where, okay, that would require some confidence. Okay, I can see it there. And if you think you can see it, then write it down. So very simple. All right, for our introduction, for our introductory study, it's very simple. Look up the word confidence and get a definition. Right? Look up 2 or 3 dictionaries. See if they're all very similar. Right? Look. Okay, confidence. All right, there we go. I got it. All right. I think I know what confidence is. Okay. Now, once you think you know what confidence is, then look up the word confidence, and again, the Blue Letter Bible app, any kind of electronic concordance, or a paper, a physical copy of a concordance, and then say, how many verses uses the word confidence? All right. You can read those verses. What do those verses seem to say? How many verses are there? Look up the Greek or Hebrew. Is it always translated confidence, or is it translated for something else? Find everything it seems to say about confidence. All right. Once you've done that, then I want you to start thinking, what other words could be used in the Bible that would kind of be dealing with the subject of confidence? It's not using the word confidence, but the same idea. These other words carry the same idea. Find a number of those verses, look them up. You may want to look up Greek and Hebrew as well. Have a pretty good idea. Like, okay, seems to be, these are the words that are used. These are the verses that are used. And then just write a quick summary of what the Bible seems to indicate about confidence. Once you have all of that, then read Genesis 12, 1 through 8. And then just simply summarize, this is what Genesis 12, 1 through 8 would seem to teach us or say in regards to the subject of confidence. Very simple, very straightforward Bible study exercise. Not complicated, not difficult, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at the topic, because I think it is an interesting topic. What does the Bible say about confidence? How can we have confidence? Should we have confidence? What can we have confidence in? What can we not have confidence in? There's a lot of different ways that we could go with this, right? But we'll get into a discussion about confidence, and then once we really have a good understanding of confidence, then we can then determine, should this concept be read into Genesis 12, 1 through 8, or is that mishandling of Genesis 12, 1 through 8? Are we reading an idea into a text where that's not really the emphasis of the text? Are we emphasizing a concept in Genesis 12, 1 through 8 that's not actually being emphasized? Right? It'll be a challenge. But I think the concept of confidence, I think, is an interesting concept. So as a Christian, should you have confidence? What do you have confidence in? Now, remember, their point is confidence comes from trusting God. There would have been a part of me that if you said, what is confidence as a Christian? I'd say trusting God. They're saying you trust God and confidence arises from it. So trusting God is not the same as having confidence. You gain confidence from trusting in God. So they almost separate them, which I just think is interesting that the curriculum does that. All right. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Oh, there's more I want to say, but I think that's an interesting way to do it. I kind of changed I was going to do it differently, but I think this will be better. I think this will be better. That's one of the things that's always a challenge in doing the Bible study exercises is that I do some teaching and then some of it I have to try to just kind of walk you through it. So a lot of times I'm like, okay, and then I don't want to say, and I have to. Yeah, it's always trying to. What do I teach? What do I not teach? What do I put forth like I don't know the answer, or put forth as a question and I don't give you the answer? Yeah, there's a lot of challenges in how to always work through that. But I think it's still the best way to approach it because it's trying to get you involved in it, right? If you're just sitting there listening to me saying, oh, I could turn on the microphone and go, this morning, we're going to talk about the concept of confidence. Confidence is defined as, right? The word confidence appears in the Bible this many times. The Greek and Hebrew is this. And so we don't really get a great idea of what confidence is or isn't. We get some of an idea. But if we think of the word confidence, there's a number of other words that kind of mean the same thing. And those words are found here in the Bible, here in the Bible, here in the Bible. And so if we take them all together, this is kind of what the Bible says about confidence. Is that interesting? I think it is. Now, let's go to Genesis 12, 1 through 8. What is it? Does this have anything to do with confidence? I could just literally teach it that way, but the Bible study exercise is to get you working through all of those steps, trying to answer these questions. So, Genesis chapter 12, 1 through 8. So, I would give you, I'm not going to give you there's one more assignment I would like to give you, but right now it's just going to be working on the word confidence. Work on the word confidence. If you need any help, if you have any difficulties, email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. If you have any trouble finding the curriculum, please let me know, and then I'll get you the link to the curriculum. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple on how to get there and how to sign up for it. I don't think anyone's had any major problems. So let's start talking about confidence. We could have possibly called this a Bible study exercise on confidence, but I want to connect to Genesis 12 there because I just think it's always interesting how pastors and Bible study curriculum will just like, let's just impose this idea on the text. There's so much going on in Genesis 12. Is the idea of confidence a major one? You can let me know what you think. And I do apologize that we were interrupted by basically spam in the chat. That's the first time that's ever happened. Hopefully it's the last. But yeah, that's a little irritating that someone would do that. But there you go. They're probably happy that I read their ad, but yeah, I need to, instead of sending me an ad, why don't you just send me $65 to $85 per hour? Okay, okay, never mind. All right, there we go. I always hate the Bible study exercises are so hard for me because I want to do actual teaching. So it's like I have to so restrain myself going, because there's so many things I would like to start throwing out right now about this concept of confidence and what the curriculum is doing. But I've laid it before you. Now go forth and dig in. Enjoy. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's find out what the Bible actually says about confidence. And is it a part of Genesis 12 or is that a mishandling of the text? Where do we see actual confidence there? All right. Let's see what we can learn about it. I think it should be an interesting week of study. I know we're starting a little early, but we're just because it's Saturday instead of Sunday. But there we go. We'll see where it all leads. Hopefully, it'll be a great time of study, and this will probably turn into. If we have a Sunday night service, we may do a little bit of this on Sunday night. I don't know. We've got so many other things to work on. We'll see. It's going to show up somewhere in teaching. It always does. So just be looking out for that. All right. Everyone have a great day. Email me, newsif@yahoo.com, newsif@yahoo.com. Let's have a good week of study. If you are new to the group of the Bible study exercise group, you just started listening to the podcast, hey, let me know that you're out there. Again, please feel free to sign up for the curriculum. We want you to be a part of the group. Let's dig in and let's see what God's Word has to say in regards to the subject of confidence and see what we can learn about it. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. Have a great day. God bless.